The Coca-Cola League One playoff semi-final, second leg, with Carlisle 2-1 up from the first leg. John Ward and Gary McAllister with the pre-match civilities, and then it's every man for himself. Commentators Don Goodman and Ian Dark.
Thank you, George. It's a very poignant night for the Carlisle midfield player, Chris Lumsden. He's the only player on the pitch wearing a black armband. That's because 2 hours before the first game on Monday night, he got the terrible news that his uncle, Paul Vigor, very close to him, had died of a heart attack. He kept it to himself, got on with his job, and he's paying his own tribute with that black armband tonight. Carlisle United haven't been to Wembley since 1997 in an autoglass final. Leeds not since 1996 when they lost the League Cup final against Aston Villa. But one of them will be going this year.
Well, it's all about the next 90-odd minutes or even beyond then. Perfect timing for Carlisle to get their first ever victory at Ellen Road on Monday night. Expect a few twists and turns here.
In case you've just arrived from Mars, let me tell you that Carlisle United lead 2-1 from the first leg. Super game at Ellen Road, though Leeds feel they did not really perform that night and aim to put that right this evening. But they're up against a side who scored 17 home wins during the season, all through England. Only Manchester United could match that. So this is a bit of a fortress.
It's been the foundation, hasn't it? It's the foundation that propelled them all the way up the league table, almost to automatic promotion. But I'll tell you what's impressed me is the fact that they bounced back so very, very well after losing or not winning any of their last 5 games. They were really under pressure at Ellen Road, and they did a fantastic job.
Vital was that 96-minute goal scored by Dougie Freedman there to put Leeds back within touching distance. Does rather change the complexion of things. Here's Bradley Johnson clearing for Leeds United. Up to Dougie Freedman, whose craft has been so important since he came from Crystal Palace for Leeds, who did go on a late charge to make the playoffs. Hackney down the left-hand side here for Carlisle. The local paper, the evening paper up here tonight, had a big front-page headline screaming, "Believe." Here's Graham laying it back. Very much the danger man for Carlisle, and with that lone roll up front again, but watch Bridge Wilkinson's running in support. Here's Prutton for Leeds United, what they'd give for an early goal. And here's Beckford, hint of an opportunity, and between them, the goalkeeper and Livesey did enough.
Well, this is the situation that Jermaine Beckford would want all day long. He'd fancy his chances here, but it's just a heavy touch there, and it's well read by Kieran Westwood, and also combining with a defender.
Beckford, who was a slight doubt with an ankle problem after Monday night, but I think he was always going to play, wasn't he, Don?
Oh, I think he was always going to play, to be fair. Would not want to have missed these 2 games at all.
Always a tough job for the referee. They've got Alan Wiley in, who spent most of the season, of course, in the Premier League.
Well, he's an excellent referee, Alan Wiley, and he'll cut that out straight away. Just they're coming together.
Kilkenny with the challenge. Peter Petrie was making the point beforehand. Leeds don't have authentic wingers. They're all central midfielders across the 4 in midfield.
You really contrast that, don't you, with the Carlisle team? You've got Hackney offering real width. Scott Dobie started as a striker, but when they're in possession, he can provide the width. Leeds tend to get fairly narrow, and it's worked fairly well for them over the course of the season.
Gary McAllister, who captained Leeds the last time they were at Wembley. He'd love to be leading them out in 10 days' time. The League One final will be on a Sunday. The winners of this game against the winners of tomorrow night's encounter between Doncaster and Southend, which is locked at 0-0 so far. Up goes Douglas and wins the header. Cultured presence in midfield. Gary McAllister's tried to get Leeds playing a sweet passing game since he arrived, a team in his own image. Didn't quite work for them the other night. Broughton, the player, on the floor.
Well, he's asking the question. He thinks he's getting a free kick here, doesn't he? But he goes in with a raised boot, and that's the reason Alan Wiley gives that free kick to Carlisle United.
Broughton, who had that heartbreak last year, is in that Forest side who had a 2-0 lead going into the second leg and crashed 5-2 at home to Yeovil. Mind you, that was some performance by Yeovil that night.
It was, but you can bet your life that he'll have told all his Leeds colleagues about that this game is far from over with just a 1-goal deficit.
Now then, Carlisle United trying to break through on that left-hand side with Scott Dobie making the run.
It's the flexibility that this system brings. He's made that run right across from this right-hand side of midfield.
Hackney. Just muscled out of it on the far side. It's interesting to hear Gary McAllister making the point beforehand. We'll be nice and patient. There's 90 minutes to get the goal back.
Well, it's going to take a really disciplined performance. Leeds United are the ones that have to score if they're to avoid the disappointment of losing out. But they do have to be patient. They have to be disciplined. They can't afford to go gung-ho and leave gaps for Carlisle to exploit.
It's Huntington with the header, and he's going to be barracked all night by the Carlisle fans. He's Carlisle-born boy and got into a bit of a tear-up with the Carlisle supporters at Allen Road in the league match a month ago. It's not been forgotten. I think it all got a bit nasty. He had to change his phone number in the end. He got out on the internet and everything. So it's a little bit poisonous, that.
That won't bother him one little bit. Fully focused on the job in hand.
A little flick on by Dobie towards Graham, and the shot is over the top in the end from Grant Smith.
Well, just under 6 minutes and we get our first little bit of quality football. Decent flick on, but that's good hold-up play at the top there. It's not the best strike in the world by Grant Smith on his weaker side, just slashes at it and he's well off target.
Only 4 times in the 20-year plus history of the playoffs have a team lost at home and gone on to reach the final. Most recently by Yeovil, as we mentioned a minute or so ago last year. Not very often, that is it?
No, it's not very often. And if you're going to overturn it, it does take an exceptional performance, as Yeovil gave at Nottingham Forest last year.
It's the job facing Leeds United tonight. I think if Carlisle had had to chase it, they might have changed their system and played 2 up, possibly, but they don't have to chase it.
Well, I think they'll play a very, very similar way as they did at Ellen Road.
Here's Grant Smith. Good bit of work. Dobie goes down in the penalty area. Alan Wiley emphatically says no chance.
Well, it's all about whether or not there's any contact on the ball there. Does he just get a toe? He just gets his toe there on the ball, and that's the reason that Alan Wiley doesn't give any penalties there.
Dobie with a little flick on. Lumsden plays it back in.
Alan Wiley was in a decent position to be able to see this situation. It's his first little decision that he's had to make. But as the ball breaks into the area, there's a little touch. Decent defending in the end.
Broughton lays this forward towards Beckford, the player who was voted the best in this league at the big awards bash earlier on in the season.
Leeds are going to need him to produce tonight, aren't they? He's had an exceptional season. 20 goals, always lively, always a handful. He's just waiting for his opportunity tonight.
Westwood launches it downfield. It's been a great start this by Carlisle. They've looked nice and relaxed, and John Ward, the manager, was saying there's no point in us just trying to hold what we have. We'll just play our normal way at home.
I think it's a sensible philosophy. I thought for the first hour at Ellen Road on Monday, his team were absolutely exceptional. Played the tactics to perfection, got themselves that 2-goal lead, but of course it was that big Dougie Freedman goal 6 minutes into injury time that has left this tie poised.
Howson here. Cut back across goal. Howson's got a chance here, and he scored! Johnny Howson, Leeds born and bred, comes up with a goal that levels the tie.
Well, they have got a good home record, Carlisle, and a lot of the reason for that is that they've been extremely solid from a defensive point of view, but they lose a couple of challenges here and they don't deal with a runner. It's Lumsden that lets him go, and as that ball is cut back from Dougie Freedman, it's a good touch. This is great awareness from Dougie Freedman. Looks up, pulls the ball back. That's a good touch, and that's an even better finish from Howson. He's still got a lot to do there, but didn't he finish it very, very well, right in front of the Leeds United faithful.
What a moment for that youngster, 19 years of age, only his 4th goal of the season, and 2 of them now have come against Carlisle United.
They just switched off just for a split second, Carlisle, and that's all it took for Leeds to exploit it. Back to where we started.
Leeds, of course, have come from 2-0 down in the tie with a 96-minute goal the other night and one after 10 minutes here.
Such a huge goal, wasn't it? Dougie Freedman's Ellen Road.
Well, it was their first serious attack too, wasn't it? Now then, Pindobi getting behind here. Johnson, £250,000 signing from Northampton Town, gets it away. He's not really a left back, but doing a job there.
He's done a really good job, hasn't he, in that role? You were right, you were saying, really, without there being any clear goal-scoring opportunities, it seemed to be that Carlisle were applying slightly more pressure than Leeds, but just one little lapse of concentration has cost them.
Well, Carlisle had been looking at Murphy. Beckford had read that, and that could have been a lot worse for Carlisle than it was.
Well, he had to sprint 30, 40 yards, Jermaine Beckford, and I think, really, that is typifying Leeds United's commitment here tonight.
Away by Murphy, only as far as David Prutton. This could settle Leeds totally. Dougie Freedman was involved in the setup of the goal, but it was Johnny Howson who finished it off, who went to Bruntcliffe High School in Leeds. You can just imagine the celebrations of his mates. He gets the challenge in. They're probably here, in fact.
You would suspect they are, wouldn't you? It's a great moment, but there's still a job to be done by Leeds United here. That goal in itself is not going to be enough to take them on to the next phase.
Mind you, the Leeds allocation is under 2,000. Carlisle have a player down on the far side. I think it's Horwood who's picked up an injury. Evan Horwood, who'll need some treatment. The play goes on with Beckford. Crowd think the ball should be played into touch, but Leeds continue with the attack with Johnson trying to measure one. Beckford with a chance, and that was a good chance too.
Well, by his own high standards, it is a good chance. What a super delivery from Bradley Johnson here. Picks him out at the far post. Well, the verdict is must do better, isn't it? He's got time to see this ball, and it's a really weak effort from a quality striker of his standing.
Horwood's back on his feet again, but not moving too easily. We'll keep a lookout on that. Huntington won the header there for Leeds United. Hammered away by Mikalik. David Raven, who's come into the side tonight in place of the unlucky Arneson.
A quick one, Leeds. They're keen to get on with it here.
Leeds United, as their fans will tell you, but for their 15-point deduction, would have gone up automatically in second place. But the deduction stands. Amid much verbal crossfire between the Football League and Ken Bates. Friedman looking to get past Murphy. Brighton did well to get a foot in. Played forward by Douglas.
It's all very tight in there, isn't it? Tackles flying in. I have to say that it's Leeds United that are snapping and snarling in the middle of that pitch. It's Howson, isn't it? Keen to get in, a little bit too keen. And I felt that for an hour at Ellen Road on Monday that Carlisle United's midfield bossed the game. And they haven't been able to do that so far. It's Leeds that seem to be winning the second balls.
Mind you, Leeds did take the lead here in the league match and lost 3-1.
That's a very good point. They're nothing if not resilient, this Carlisle team.
Of course, in the last two nights, we've seen the side who've been behind in the tie score first, but the home side go on to prevail. Carlisle will be hoping that happens again. Leeds, of course, certainly won't. It's fallen very nicely for Jonathan Douglas. As the Leeds skipping their way through there, but the ball's been given away. Howson to Prutton.
It's taken a nick, hasn't it? Leeds have got a corner.
Now this is what they came for. Not too many of them got tickets, under 2,000. They probably could have moved 10 times that amount.
Pretty certain they could. Huge army of followers Leeds United have got.
Here's the corner kick. There's a bit of pushing and shoving going on, and Carlisle will get the free kick. Yeah, the crowd the other night was the second biggest ever in the history of the playoffs for any semi-final match in any division. 36,000 plus at Ellen Road.
Oh, they've kept the faith, haven't they? Leeds United supporters all through the bad times. Never short on numbers, are they? Ellen Road or on their travels.
Johnson with the header, picked up by Grant Smith. His forward, who seems to be okay again. He set up a goal the other night and had a really good game. And that one's easily cut out by Richardson, but there was nobody there.
Just looking at the pitch, and it does look a little bit bobbly out there, which may not suit either of the teams, but the way Carlisle stroked the ball around on the lovely Ellen Road turf the other night may suit them less.
You know who's to blame for that, don't you? According to everyone at Carlisle, Elton John had a concert here last summer. It's never been the same, apparently. Well, not him exactly, but the people who came to watch, I guess.
That'd be what he would say as well. Food for thought, isn't it? John Ward and his team. All square at the moment. Do keep harping back to that Dougie Friedman goal.
Don't think John Ward will be panicking, though. Been around a long time, 17 years into the boss. Johnson here with the free kick. It's towards Mikalik, the defender has come forward. Murphy getting it away, the Irish defender.
They just haven't been able to settle down and get that passing going yet, Carlisle, have they?
Douglas playing it long, trying to get Beckford in behind. No doubt about it, the goal has changed the mood here, and Carlisle's night looks a whole lot more different than it did at the start of play. Forward to launch this forward for Carlisle United. And towards Dobie, Murphy got forward too, but nothing doing. Same story really as the last couple of nights, with the away side scoring first to open it all up again.
It does have an effect. I mean, it's had an effect on the noise from the Carlisle supporters.
Kilkenny here with a volley, good one too, straight down the goalkeeper's throat, and he was glad of that.
It's another illustration of the fact that Leeds have settled much better than Carlisle. It's great interplay, isn't it, involving the three players, and Kilkenny coming in, it's a decent strike, but straight at Westwood.
There's Huntington, who's keeping Rui Marquez out of the side and on the bench. Hackney. Gone for a goal kick. Let's go to touchline and Bryn Law, who has some news for us.
Indeed so, yeah, the sunlight has been a bit of a problem for players, but for the Leeds players in particular, it's the big screen behind the away supporters section that you can see there, that as well as those messages has also had moving images on it from adverts throughout the course of the first half so far, and apparently it's catching the eye of Leeds defenders and goalkeeper, who've all complained about it. Those complaints have got to the Leeds dugout and the bench, and now they have started to take their complaints to Carlisle United, suggesting that they'd like the big screen turned off before it proves a real distraction. Steve Staunton in particular has been voicing those complaints on behalf of Leeds United.
Well, that's interesting. You hear about the sight screen at the cricket, don't you? But I've never heard that one before. At the moment, the screen is in full action, so we'll keep an eye on that. Raven, this has only gone as far as Prutton. Beckford looking to engineer something. Murphy deflected it for a corner.
It's good quick feet, isn't it, with his back to goal. Jermaine Beckford. Seen it before, when he gets on the ball, he can wriggle and turn and get shots off, and that's what he's trying to do. Deflection, gets another corner for Leeds.
We know that another goal now puts them in front in this remarkable tie. The playoff drama continues. Huntington was attacking it. It's come all the way out to Johnson. It was a cracking effort, blocked on the way through, and now the counter-attack is on with Hackney. Bridge Wilkinson waiting in the middle. Graham arriving. It's Hackney. It's a fantastic run from him, but a good recovery from Richardson. It will be a corner.
Well, it had to be a good recovery from Richardson, and this is what Simon Hackney was doing all night at Ellen Road, testing Richardson, but that's a very good, well-timed tackle. Body's in the middle there for Carlisle.
Exciting piece of play. Bridge Wilkinson to take the corner kick. The goalkeeper, Ankergren, gets it at the second attempt. This is a difficult bounce here for Raven, who's missed the last 3 games suspended following a red card, back tonight.
Did well under pressure there in the end.
Hackney again. Towards Graham, Ankergren says that's mine. Johnson gets it away, leads a goal up through Johnny Howson, the teenager who in fact will be 24 days before the final. Will he be on a beach somewhere or getting ready for Wembley?
We all know which one he'll hope it is, won't we?
Raven trying to thread one through. Bridge Wilkinson towards Graham, who's strong and powerful and a nuisance to every defence in the division. Dougie Freedman, who works so well with Beckford. He's come out here to kill Kenny. Premier League player with Birmingham City, you might remember Kilkenny. Richardson here, who played for Leeds in the Premier League when he first joined the club. He's now the longest serving player. So much has happened, hasn't it, at Leeds United since they were in the Champions League semis against Valencia 7 years ago. Seems like 70, doesn't it?
Oh, so you could write a book on it. You could probably write 10 books on it, to be fair.
Richardson's long ball. It's easily cut out. Bridge Wilkinson to Grant Smith. Play well spread here to Raven. Signs of Carlisle beginning to settle again. Lumsden. It's good belted passing. It's a super ball out there to the dangerous and speedy Hackney again, but that ball is way, way too long for Dobie. Well, the drama continues tomorrow in this division when Doncaster Rovers are at home to Southend. That goal locked at 0-0 after the first leg.
He'll be pleased by that last passage of play, won't he, John Ward? Boys switching the play not once but twice to work Simon Hackney into a good crossing position.
Smith won the header. Carlisle got a free kick here. Leeds have been on a terrific run away from home. They've won 4 of their last 5 away games. They do believe that they can come up with results on the road, and they're 1-0 crucially ahead here to tie it up at 2-2 on aggregate. It's Hackney again, back to Horwood. Those two work well down that left-hand side. Nicely lit out. Smith trying to measure one with that cultured left foot. He might even get another little go, but Graham it was who attacked it.
Well, Bradley Johnson will breathe a huge sigh of relief here, because as this ball comes in, he's got to head it forward and clear, but he doesn't. Heads it back across his own goal. Accidentally. Nearly presented Danny Graham with an opportunity.
Dobie, another player who played in the Premier League with West Bromwich Albion. Second spell at Carlisle. It's too long. And Carlisle's run, though, in recent seasons has been quite amazing. When you think they lost their league place after flirting with going out of the league so many times, came straight back into the league. Up through League Two, 8th in this division, now in the playoffs, maybe even ascent of the Championship. It's certainly work to do here before they can think of that.
Well, it's been a fantastic journey for them, hasn't it, these last 4 or 5 seasons. Superb success. They all need to be commended on that.
Some famous players have played in that blue shirt, including Stan Bowles and Peter Beardsley. Remember the late Chris Balderston, one of the last footballer cricketers.
Don't forget Jimmy Glass.
Yes, the man with the injury time equaliser, or winner, wasn't it? Goalkeeper. Horwood. There's Hackney again. He's been much to the fore down that side. He used to be a target for Leeds United, it was reported earlier this season. It's good work by Richardson. Here's Prutton. Friedman. Livesey's clearance was easily cut out by Halston. How costly might that be?
Well, it was all about Leeds closing the ball down. Dougie Friedman chased after it. Jermaine Beckford followed him on there, and the midfielders joined in, hunting Carlisle down, not giving him time to breathe in that midfield.
Johnson with a nice ball up to Beckford in his blue boots. Howson had made a run from the centre of midfield. Friedman, good work by him. Kilkenny here to try to measure when Howson had come to the near post. There's a different feel about Leeds tonight than on Monday.
It's almost complete and utter role reversal, isn't it? To be honest with you, they dominated up there, did Carlisle, in the first half. It's more Leeds tonight.
Mikalik wasn't quite able to get it because Dobie nodded it away. It's a funny thing, the normal rule about home advantage seems to go out the window in the playoffs. It's just as many away wins over recent times. Dobie did well to get rid of Johnson, but Cratton was behind. Lumsden. Another good ball out to Hackney. Horwood going past him just as he did for that second goal the other night when Bridge Wilkinson scored so adroitly.
Well, they really combined superbly well the other night. So far, Fraser Richardson, Kilkenny down that side, just snuffing out their danger.
You've got fond memories of this ground, haven't you, Don? Did you score your last goal here?
I did. Seems like an eternity ago, but I think it was the year they actually got relegated, Carlisle, unfortunately for them, but they bounced back well over the following years, as you've just described.
Wasn't that long ago either. What was it, 5 years?
Yeah, 5 years ago. It just seems a long time ago.
Good first half hour here for Leeds United. Right back in this semi. Bradley Johnson. And then Horwood can hammer it away. They really don't like Huntington here, the Carlisle fans.
The water off a duck's back to him, though, to be honest. Just fully focused on the job in hand.
A mistake by Johnson. Nearly saw Mikalik down the river there. Douglas.
Stroking the ball around well on this difficult surface, aren't they, Leeds United?
Well, they've got a lot of good passes in that midfield, haven't they?
They have, and I think that's probably what will please Gary McAllister the most of this first 31 minutes or so. They have got the ball down. They weren't able to do that at Ellen Road the other Monday. They've certainly done that much, much better here in Carlisle tonight.
Cratton wins the header. It's away by Livesey, another of those players who's come up all the way from the conference with Carlisle.
They do, they just need something to get their teeth into at the moment, these Carlisle United supporters, don't they? It's been a long time since they've had any goalmouth action at the Leeds end of the pitch.
Howson to get Friedman away. He really has a new lease of life since he came to Leeds United. Friedman, clever, crafty player. Crowded out that time. Kilkenny, fair challenge, and they are flying in just as you'd expect. No quarter asked, none given. This is the playoffs.
Absolutely. So that's got the crowd going as well, hasn't it? Gary McAllister going as well.
Being played to a thunderous backdrop as well, just as in the last couple of nights. Kilkenny, it's a great ball, flagged down. No, it goes up in the end. Beckford, it was late, but the assistants are told to wait and assess before raising the flag, and it was a long wait.
You could see he was desperately trying to hold his run, wasn't he? But he just goes literally a fraction too soon. Westwood doesn't want him to get that ball in the net, even though he was flagged offside.
Proctor Green, the official on that far side, took his time, had a good old think about it, and then put the flag up. And Carlisle were quite relieved about that. It's Doby with the lay back to Chris Lamston. Away by Huntington, a young defender who was with Newcastle, had a few spins in their first team in the Premier League.
Once again, Kilkenny and Richardson snuffed out the threat of Simon Hackney and Evan Horwood down that left-hand side for Carlisle. And Leeds are breaking now.
It's Bradley Johnson, Beckford waiting in the middle, Friedman arriving. Carlisle managed to patch it up. Leeds attacking the end where their fans are gathered. Howson has had a fine first half, quite apart from the goal.
He has, along with Douglas, put in a much better all-round performance here tonight.
Missed a lot of the season injured, didn't he, Jonathan Douglas? I think he was out for 17 games. And they've been glad to have him back on the run-in. Here's the corner kick. It was flicked on by Douglas, in fact. Still bouncing around dangerously. There's going to be a free kick here for a foul on the goalkeeper. Westwood, who was given another uncomfortable time there.
Well, he was. I'm not sure about this. Goalkeepers are very overprotected. Does he get fouled? Jump together. As a former striker, I can't see too much wrong with that.
But you never can, Tom. Strikers never can. It's an interesting debate, isn't it? But the ref quick with the whistle. Bridge Wilkinson trying to put one in. Now then, here's Evan Horwood. Simon Hackney for Carlisle United. A little bit too long for Doby. You just sense the tension here among the Carlisle supporters.
You can. It's Leeds United that have dictated. They're just waiting for that moment. They're nearly men at the moment, Carlisle.
Here's Friedman. Kilkenny thought about the shot. Instead, feeds Fraser Richardson on this side. Livesey could take no chances.
Well, there's just a little bit of a head of steam building up, and it's going towards that Carlisle United goal. They are a little bit on the back foot. It's Leeds asking the questions, and the big fellas coming up from the back. They have got some very powerful lads in the air.
Nodded away. Leeds scenting a second goal, which could remarkably swing this tie their way after they were 2-0 down after 95.5 minutes. Oh, that's a terrible mistake. Friedman was nearly in. Horwood almost cost Carlisle there, and the goalkeeper came to his rescue.
The one thing you can't do in games like this is take any risks whatsoever, not at this stage of proceedings.
Hackney. Only Doby up there with him at the moment. It's good play from Richardson. It's just a little sign of that of Carlisle's general edginess just at the moment. Hackney, if anyone can open it up, might be here. That's a decent looking ball in towards Graham. Oh, and they managed to smuggle it away. Leeds United, it was a peach of a ball in from Hackney.
Well, it was super delivery.
Knocking on the door there, Carlisle. Graham with the layoff. Bridge Wilkinson plays it. It's not the best cross.
I think the problem for him was he only had one body in the middle to hit, and that was Scott Doby.
Suddenly that set the crowd alight again here at Brunton Park, that last attack. Lumsden up to Graham, and then Dobie just wouldn't sit up for him to volley it in the way he wanted.
That's much better. That is what this crowd have wanted for quite some time. Great strike, link-up, knocked down by Danny Graham. And Scott Dobie could have hit the target there, but what a ball this is. It's absolutely there to be attacked, and, well, in the end, Leeds get away with it.
I think it was Johnson who got his head to it before the goalie, wasn't it? Had managed to punch it. It was a great header. That wasn't so clever from Bradley Johnson. Looked like Johnson shoved Dobie in the back there and got away with it. An old tangle between those two. This time the decision goes the way of Leeds United.
There's a lot of protests out there because they feel that was a hard done by. I think they feel that Scott Dobie just gets his body in the way as Bradley Johnson flicks that over. They're wrestling each other, and simply Scott Dobie stays stronger. And that's the reaction. They're not happy with that decision.
Johnson plays it forward. It's aimed towards Friedman. This is aimed towards Beckford, and Westwood clutches it out of the sky. Had a great game at Ellen Road the other night, and in the PFA team for this division, as was Livesey, the central defender. Smith's ball cut out by the effervescent Leeds midfield. Johnson again. Beckford, and offside.
One or two people wondering whether or not Bradley Johnson used his head or his hand here as he dealt with this cross. As he goes in there, look, definitely gets a head to it. And in the end, you have to say, it is wonderful defending. Absolutely brilliant touch to get that ball out of the danger area there.
I think the goalkeeper, Ankergren, was pretty relieved that he got it away from Danny Graham like that.
That was the cross of the match, wasn't it? Fantastic. And that's what Carlisle need from Simon Hackney.
Leeds have only lost one of the 22 games when they've been winning at half-time, but that was here, right here, where they were beaten 3-1.
Just wonder if that will make up part or all of John Ward's half-time team talk.
Mind you, Gary McAllister wasn't the manager then. Richardson, Carlisle with a player down, and he will get some treatment.
Very sporting on the part of Fraser Richardson and Leeds United there. Not inclined, they don't have to put the ball out. As they're coming together, and does he land awkwardly? He does land awkwardly. As he goes up here and he comes back down. It's just an awkward landing, is it? He twists it in the turn. It's good sportsmanship though, it's always good to see.
Hackney was the player whose volley the other night went in off the backside of Danny Graham. Graham got credited with the goal. Try taking it away from a striker.
He's got absolutely no chance, does he? He really won't care as long as Carlisle end up getting through this tie.
Away by Mikalik, who was signed for £500,000 from Bolton Wanderers. Been a solid presence at the back. I think Leeds felt they had to tighten up when they went to the bottom club, Port Vale, and drew 3-3.
It's a disappointing result by their own high standards.
Just wonder though whether the plot is going to twist again here in the second half. And the referee is going to want that retaken because Westwood was kicking a spare ball that had been kicked in from the Leeds fans. He's had enough problems with balloons and the like this season already. Harson's got some kind of problem here, I'm not sure what's happened, but he needs some treatment anyway. Just a drink of water, apparently.
Not anymore, it's not.
The ref's saying if you're going to go off, you've got to stay off now. Don't just go off and have a drink and wander back on the pitch.
Well, I just wonder if he was getting some instructions there in a cute kind of a way.
And if he was, he's only got about 50 seconds in which to apply them. Douglas helping it forward. Nicely done that by Jonathan Douglas, the Irish international in the centre of midfield, former Blackburn Rovers player. By the way, the latest on the flashing screen that Leeds players were worried about and reported to the benches, it's still carrying on. Nobody's switching that off. I guess they're making some money out of it. Now then, Bridge Wilkinson! Vital save, Ankergren. There was the opportunity for Carlisle to snatch an equaliser on the night and go ahead again in the tie. Bridge Wilkinson measured in there. It's away by Mikalik. Just a minute of added time. That's a difficult bounce this for Murphy. Nice header, Kilkenny, Howson. Maybe something on here for Leeds. Howson goes it alone, and it's tame this time from him.
Yeah, that's probably the wrong decision, wasn't it, on the young man, but he's already got on a score sheet. Confidence is high.
Raven. Dobie used his experience to get the better of Johnson and gets in a good-looking cross, but Leeds get it away. Mikalik. That is half-time. But the goalkeeper crosses himself, Casper Ankergren, because of this save from Mark Bridge Wilkinson.
That's Carlisle's first shot on target and Ankergren's first real involvement.
But there's the man whose goal has put Leeds level on the tie. This is beautifully set up for the second half. It's another cracking night in the playoffs. 2-2 on aggregate with Leeds 1-0 up on the night.
Yeah.